Welcome. How's everyone doing out there? That right over there, I don't know if I'm pointing the right way. Maybe I am. That is Anna Mattsson. That is Anna Mattsson, our co-host of Big Rock Talk. It's been a few weeks since we've been on, but during that time, we've been on tour. I've been on tour with Alice Cooper. Anna, you've probably been touring all over Europe with your guy, right? Where did you go?
No, we just went to Stockholm to see the Hollywood Vampires, but that was really cool.
We'll save that for Big Rock News. We'll save that for Big Rock News. That's good. So as you can see, Anna is in northern Sweden. I'm in Stockholm. She's just an hour north, but this is the first time we've gotten ourselves in the same country for a few shows. Yeah. Our last episode, we had Glenn Sobel on, and this episode, which is 6, we have a theme. The theme is passing the torch of rock and roll. So we have a really cool old schooler from my sort of days of rock and roll. Billy Miles Brooke is on the show, and he's going to talk a lot of old school rock and roll, Hollywood style, as well as talk about his new musical that he's written.
Loving the Alien.
I thought it was Sleeping with the Alien, but no, I've actually rented that film before. No, but yes, Loving the Alien. And this is a really cool, I'll let Billy come in and tell the story, but imagine if Ziggy Stardust had a brother, which he actually did. Okay. So that's our old schooler part. He's passing the torch on to the new schoolers. And the new schoolers that we have on today are CJ and brother Max. Now, I don't know if you had a chance to check out their videos of all this pre-stuff they sent. Anna, did you check it out?
Yeah, I did.
And what'd you think?
It's really cool. And they're so young and so good already.
I met these guys on tour, on the Alice tour a couple of years ago. And I was just so impressed with how professional they were. And then I went and checked their videos out and I was like, well, shit, they actually really can play as well. But I was mostly impressed about how they really had that desire to carry the torch of rock and roll and be the next generation of guitar playing sort of a force. You know, it's like, I always say, I don't care how the next generation of rock and roll looks, because it'll always have a different look than the previous generations, but it has to have the spirit. That's all I care about. You know, it's the spirit. And these guys definitely have it. And they actually have to have 6-string guitars in their hands. They can't, you know. I didn't think the next generation of rock and roll was going to be all DJs. I don't mind one DJ here or there. We got Anton's brother, Avicii. Yeah. You know, that's a little bit of big rock trivia. I don't know if you guys know that out there, but the drummer in Roxy 77, he is none other than Avicii. His brother is Avicii, not our drummer. Our drummer is Anton, and his brother is Avicii. So there you go. So anyway, how shall we start today? Well, I said about, you guys know the whole blab format. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a part of it. We will open the floodgates, let the lunatics run the asylum a little bit later. If you want to call in a little bit later after we have our guests, that's cool as well. If you want to catch up on any of the past episodes of Big Rock Talk, I'm going to put the link up in the live chat right now. What we really like is when you interact, and that's on the live chat. So if you have a question / all those little rules, and then the question will come up on the left-hand side if you have a question for one of our guests. And well, let's kick it off with, this is the best song you've never heard. All right? Should we do that?
Yes.
Because I figured, since we had this theme of passing the torch of rock, this band, maybe not a lot of you guys have heard. Maybe you haven't even heard of Zion, Illinois, is where they're from. It was a band called Local H, still playing, but they are post-grunge indie pop band from, you know, I happen to like any band that's from Illinois. Obviously, I love Cheap Trick. They're from Rockford, Illinois. And this band, kind of post-grunge, like I guess it would be late, early 90s, mid 90s sort of vibe, Local H. And this song is called All the Kids Are Right. Is Tommy in the house? Is he in?
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, shit. Just Vicious, if you want to call in at any time and give us the scoop on what's going on with the Hollywood Vampires, I can hold off. Well, you know what? Screw it. When Tommy calls, people listen. And we're going to get him right in now. So let's get Tommy. This is Tommy, lead guitar player.
Hey, Tommy.
The Hollywood Vampires.
Didn't mean to throw a wrench in your system over here, but
I had the whole system. I had the whole script out. I was like, "Oh, this is going so smooth." I even pressed record. Everything is good. And then Tommy calls up. Hey, Tommy, where are you calling from? Everyone say hello to Tommy. Tommy.
Bucharest, Romania.
Bucharest, Romania. He's on, like, when we all stopped our tour, like maybe 2 weeks ago. We had our last show, our Alice Cooper show in the States. We had a little break. Tommy and Alice and a bunch of the other guys from the crew, they did not. You haven't had a break. What have you been doing, man?
Learning songs. I got to learn the Alice Cooper songs again. But we went to Dracula's Castle yesterday. It was really cool. And there's been a lot of stuff, about like Johnny in the press. It's like all of a sudden there's like a picture of him in Sweden, right? Like we were hanging out that night and some chick was like standing next to him, and you read the paper the next day, who's the mystery woman? And
it was me. I was the mystery woman. I'm letting you know right now.
Going, and then we were in where the hell were we? In Denmark or whatever the hell it was. And he's hanging outside. Some guy's trying to take his picture, and he's arguing with the bodyguards. I was standing right there. None of this is true.
So would you say that they're sort of sensationalizing it?
Yeah,
just a little bit.
It's kind of weird though. I got to tell you, because I've never seen it like that, where it's just like, well, you're there, and all of a sudden you go on, like the next day, it's like you see something like, what the hell, man? It's like so wrong. It really is. Like none of it's true.
Right. So you are Johnny Depp's new personal press agent, and here.
No, I don't want to be, dude. I get people asking me, like what's there's a lot going on right now, but he's holding up. You know what I mean? He's doing well, so that's the good thing, and everyone's doing good. And we got one more show here tomorrow, and that's pretty much it. We've had 3 days off in Bucharest. So
talk about you said you went to Dracula's Castle, but you told me this morning when we talked, because Tommy and I, this is a cool thing about being an Alice Cooper band. We actually all talk. As opposed to other bands that never talk, even when they're on tour, we talk almost every other day or every day. We see what's going on. And you told me this morning you went to Dracula's Castle with Tim Burton.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
A picture that is like so cool.
You know what? And that guy's like, you just meet these guys. You go, man, this guy's fucking cool too. It's just really cool when you meet people like that and you go, wow, this guy's cool, as opposed to, wow, please, I don't want to meet any people that I admire, because most of them are assholes. So it's really refreshing when you meet someone, you go, wow, this guy's cool.
I told you, man, most of the guys that I've met throughout, and I meet them all, most of them through Alice, because you ride those coattails long enough, and he's got that credibility. Most of the guys that were my heroes still remain my heroes. There's a few that are a little bit question mark, but as far as Tim Burton, let's cross our fingers that we meet again. Wink, wink, wink. All right.
And so we had dinner there, and Tim flew out, and he's here tonight again. So. Which is cool, and he might be even at the show tomorrow. So it's just kind of cool when you could like hang out with a guy like that and have like,
Well, the cool thing is we just covered a little bit of big rock news. It was going to be about the Hollywood Vampires. You played in Sweden. You had a lot of crazy press going on with Johnny Depp, but you're like in the eye of the hurricane. And don't you think kind of being in the eye of the hurricane is kind of calm? Isn't it a little bit calm in there, or what's like it?
Yeah, no, he's the nicest guy in the world, man. It's like when you see someone going through this stuff, you just like, but
more bombshells to come as well, huh? But you'll be our secret vampire. You'll be our insider vampire, huh?
But I got to tell you though, for what we're doing, okay, hang on. I'm getting a text from Mr. Matt Sorum.
Does the text have it roll out on a red carpet? What happens with the text?
Right now,
is there a trumpet? when he says a text, does a trumpet play?
We're supposed to go see Maroon 5 right now. So, and then we're supposed to go to dinner. So there's always like a schedule. It's kind of cool. We have these things. And when you're traveling with, this camp, it's just. I
can imagine a Maroon 5 concert with rumors of Johnny Depp showing up. There'll be no chicks there at all.
So we're supposed to go check that out, and then we're supposed to go out to dinner where we're doing this like thing with this band, a gypsy band, in this restaurant. So it's been cool. You know,
so if you're listening in from Bucharest right now, you got the inside scoop of what's going on tonight. I guess, you know, I don't know what a following we have in Bucharest, Anna. I don't know how big our following is in Romania, but Big Rock Talk, we're blowing up in Bucharest. You know where to go.
I'm sure Dracula is watching.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're going to do that. And tomorrow's the last show. And then I get to see you guys again, which I'm looking forward to. So,
dude, thanks for dropping by the show. And I'm looking so forward to see you on Wednesday and rocking it on Thursday. All right.
Bye, Anna.
Bye.
I love you guys. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy. Tommy. Special guest. See you, man.
Later.
You're out. That's cool. We got a little special surprise guest coming in. And I got to say, man, when we saw him in Stockholm, Tommy he's the glue. He holds it all together, you know. He's the anchor. And I see how much that Coop relies on him, you know, for the vocal cues and everything. Because, you know, the two of them, they have the arrangements of the song locked. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of songs that we've all played together in the Alice Cooper band, including Alice Cooper songs that they're doing in the Vampires. So I like seeing, you know, Coop and Tommy work off each other. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you know, I would have loved to be on that stage.
Yeah, you should.
But at the same time, it was cool to watch it from where I did, and I watched it from way up in this huge swing area that's at Grunewald.
You were on the balcony.
For those of you that don't know Grunewald, Stockholm, it's an amusement park. So it was like, you've seen that old 70s show, Kiss Meets the Phantom. That's what like Alice Cooper and the Vampires playing at an amusement park. It's basically that script. So let's get back to best song you never heard. This is Local H, The Kids Are Right. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching Big Rock Talk right now. Go tell your friends that you're on it and spread the word. We're just building it up. So here it is, Local H, The Kids Are Right. Pretty good video for mid 90s, late 90s sort of thing. They had it together. Local H. Welcome back to Big Rock Talk. My name is Ryan Roxie, and that is Anna Mattsson with us. And, well, like the song said, the kids are right. And we are passing the torch of rock and roll to the new schoolers. And that's why our first guest today is CJ and brother Max. I met these guys out on the road. They're from North Carolina. Rock and rollers. I could tell from when I met them, they had a certain focus, they had a drive, and they knew what they wanted. And, you know, they wanted to meet Motley Crue, but they ended up meeting me instead.
Even better.
But they played the right guitars, you know, they were influenced by the right bands, sort of, you know, I think the real bands that came out, they're influenced by, you know, the GNR, who's influenced by Aerosmith, who's influenced by the Beatles. It always goes back to the Beatles and the Stones.
Yeah, everything goes back to the Beatles.
And first, let's let the public see a little bit of what you do. Okay, so this is a little mashup of what these guys are about. Okay, I'll let them tell you about all the cool charity work they do, but they do a ton of gigs. They're doing it the right way, and they're basically in the trenches of rock and roll. And that's what I always say about the next generation of rock and roll. You can talk about it all you want, but at one point you just have to start doing it. And these guys are playing every place they can. And it's like your guy's band, you know, he's playing clubs and, you know, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's let them see a little taste of what CJ and brother Max is all about. Enjoy it. CJ and Brother Max getting on the air right about now. Say hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone, guys.
Say hello to the world, guys. Who's CJ and who's Brother Max?
I'm CJ, that's Brother Max, and we're really excited to be on the show.
Thanks for coming. You guys did it right. Look at I love it. You got your guitar wall in the back. Of course, you're playing the Kramer, and you got the Epiphone. You got the Les Paul.
I got a Gibson.
The Gibson. Okay, you got the real Gibson Les Paul. You have the Epiphone Les Paul as well. Yeah, you guys are always supporting. You're flying the colors. You do it really well. You take my job away from me. Come on.
It's like a Hard Rock Cafe in the background.
It is like a Hard Rock Cafe in the background. You got your own Hard Rock. What are we actually looking at, guys? Are we looking at
like a studio, pretty much like a studio built inside of our house, pretty much.
Okay.
We do
so you made your rehearsal studio inside. Is it in the basement? Is it or is it in the garage, like a real garage rock band? What is it?
It's like in an attic kind of.
Oh, and you're in the attic. Okay. So you're not coming from out of the basement. You guys are coming, your toys in the attic. Yeah. The question coming in on the live chat, is that a Gibson / tobacco burst?
Yes. I got it on eBay.
Nicely done. Well, tell us about the band and why you guys put CJ and Brother Max together in the first place.
So when we first moved to North Carolina, Max and I played guitar since we were about 7 and 8. So we had been playing together and stuff. So when we moved down here, our parents went to the Patriot Military Family Foundation gala called it's a gala held by them called the Patriot Gala. So basically my parents came home and they were like, well, they presented a service dog to a veteran suffering from PTSD. I mean, that story really touched us because it really impacts their lives. You have to see it for yourself. It's a huge thing. So when they came home and told us about it, Max and I were like, man, we should really do something to help these veterans out that have served our country. So that's how it started. And CJ and Brother Max was born from there.
Wow.
That's really cool.
We have some of the best band members too. We have Aiden Nolan. He's just a phenomenal bass player. And we have Briggs. He won Charlotte's Got Talent. He's done a lot of he's had a lot of coverage and stuff. He's on YouTube. His name is Briggs Akers. You can check him out at Briggs Rock on YouTube. He's just amazing. So
cool, man. So how many are in the band? There's 4-piece now, or 5? Okay, 4-piece. And how old are you guys now? Because I'm sure everyone's asking, oh wow, we started at 6, 7, 8 years old, but all those years ago, how old are you actually now?
13. I'm 15. Aiden is also 15, and Briggs is 13.
That's when I decided. That's when I decided to take it for real. I right around that age, I think I played my first keg party, and that's when I said, you know what, I want to do this for more than just a hobby. I want to make it a living, and I'm assuming that you guys want to make this more than just a hobby, and you already do, right?
That's the dream. It's the goal.
What is your goal for this year? Because I know that we've talked about the Alice Cooper European tour starting next week, which would be basically June 9th in Switzerland. But you guys have a gig on June 9th as well, don't you?
Yeah, so that's at Moochie's Tavern in Matthews, North Carolina. And a quick shout out to Jody and Rhonda. They are great supporters. They support up-and-coming bands. The venue is amazing, and all the support they give us. I know you guys are watching out there, so thank you for the support. Moochie's Tavern is a great place. Nice.
So if there's anybody watching right now and what's the town in North Carolina that you guys, the nearest major town that you guys are from?
Matthews, pretty much Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte area.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyone around the Charlotte, North Carolina area, go check these guys out. Check them out at a pub gig before they're playing a club gig, before they're playing an arena gig, and before pretty much I'm opening up for you guys pretty soon.
So back to the goal, though, that we're trying to raise $10,000 this year to buy 2 service dogs to be presented at the Patriot Gala. So we're about probably, I think we're more than halfway there now. So we should definitely hit that goal. So that's going to be good.
So are you doing that by raising money at the shows, the money that you make for the shows, plus you have collections as well, right?
So the format that we normally do is normally the venues that we play at, they'll normally provide like a check or something. They'll make a donation, and then whatever tips that we get, we donate 100% to the Patriot Military Family Foundation. So
that's very really cool. Is there on the live chat, is there someone that can put up the best way if anybody that's watching right now that wants to donate and help you guys get a service dog provided for a vet?
We'll put it in the comments, but go to www.cjandbrothermax.com. And then
there it is. It's up on the live chat right now, cjandbrothermax.com. And there is a donate button. So
that's great. Very
cool, man. I want to hear you talk about an original song that you guys have,
right?
And let's hear about that.
So the one that we have right now that we've recorded is it's called "Give Me a Shot," and that's kind of a special song because that was written for the veterans. So basically, it has kind of a double-edged sword meaning that both kind of apply to veterans. So one is "Give me a chance at life," so give me a shot, and then the other is we're working to raise money for research as well for a new shot that alleviates symptoms of post-traumatic stress injuries. So give me a shot, like give me the actual shot. So that's the more literal meaning, but yeah.
That's very cool, and actually very cool to mix with rock and roll with the double meanings and stuff. That's you guys are on the right track, man. Yeah. Anna, do you have any questions for CJ and Brother Max? Well.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like you're really young and you started the band just 3 years ago, and you've already been to like People Magazine and NBC TV and stuff like that. Like, did you expect it to become that big that quickly?
Absolutely. I mean, we worked really hard when we were younger and stuff. All the build up to that, and the message with the veterans obviously connects with people. So we knew that people would kind of cling on, like we had faith in our community and stuff to hop onto the message, and eventually that grew regionally, and we're looking for that to grow more globally soon. So that's going to be really good.
What I love is that you have a really good global scene right now. I mean, hey man, we might be a small global scene, but we're still global. We got a lot of countries represented today, watching all over. And what I love about your attitude is that I always say that make sure you have a line between confidence and arrogance, because there is a line, but you guys have a confident line, and that's what you need in this business. And when you say, did you expect this to happen? Well, yeah. In order for things to really happen, you need to actually believe it yourself that it's totally possible to happen.
Yeah, because like, who's there to believe in yourself if you don't do it yourself? You have to. You're
your own biggest fan, always. Yeah. So now you have Germany on your side as well. So because I'm looking at the live chat right now. So I'm going to play just a little hype because we tried it a little bit playing live. I'm going to play your live song with a little video that you guys had made that actually has your humble host, me, in it. This is one of the things that we did was it for NBC that we did it for, or was it
NBC?
Yeah, was that? And then I know that you guys were in People Magazine as well. And I'm just saying, you guys are definitely on the right track and headed really high places. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. I'm going to play this quick video and then we're going to come back and say goodbye. But you got CJ and Brother Max out on the Big Rock Talk Show right now. And this is Give Me a Shot, a little promo for it. And during that time that you're watching this promo video, maybe we can put up in the live chat the links so that anyone that wants to download the song can do so. So enjoy this.
Where you download music. So anybody in the audience, anywhere you download music, you can find it. Give Me a Shot.
Here you go. Check this out, and we'll be right back on Big Rock Talk. Helping out a lot of people, and these guys, they've chosen their cause, helping out vets. Can't think of a better way, and I'm very proud of them.
It has two meanings basically. One is give me a chance in life, so give me a shot, give me a chance.
That feeling coming over me, I can't stop visions in my head.
The other one is relating to a new shot, which we're researching the money we get from this song, we're putting money into researching New Shot. It's supposed to cure post-traumatic stress instantly. Really high efficacy rates, and it's just a great overall thing that we're really excited to be a part of this.
I listen to it and I get inspired and I hear it, and they sent me a rough draft of the song, like a rough demo early on with just the riff, and I knew right from the riff that it was going to be something special.
Give me a shot. Last year we loved being able to help a veteran, but to be able to help more veterans on like a more grand scale and a bigger scale, that means a lot to us. Obviously presenting the dog to a veteran, that was very heartwarming, but I'm very excited to be able to help veterans on a grand scale.
You can find what it is that how you can contribute to any sort of cause, and find the cause that really means something to your heart, like the way it does for these guys, and just do it. Don't talk about it, do it.
When I said I can't pretend, you can't measure my anxiety, but the spinning never ends. Give me a shot, and love. Give me a shot, that's what I need. Give me a shot, that's what I want. Give me a shot, and set me free.
Now we are back. Well, that sold me. And people are looking, is there an Amazon link for the Samsung people? Well, you know what? If you guys want to check anything out, cjandbrothermax.com. That's where you have all the donate buttons, everything that you want to know about the band. I thank you guys for coming on the show.
Yeah,
What other bands are you listening to these days? You know, I'm always the ears for hearing new bands. What are you guys influenced by, old school or new school?
Both. You know, I'm listening. There's this new Finnish band called Santa Cruz that I'm really digging lately.
Oh yeah, they're great. I saw them last year. They played in my hometown.
Yeah, they're opening for Sebastian Bach, I think, right now. They're so good.
So Santa Cruz who's opening up for Sebastian Bach right now. You got Anna's stamp of approval on them.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Alice Cooper's always made a strong presence on our playlist. Probably Poison's my favorite song right now, but all of their songs are great. Really good guitar work around.
Come on now. Well, you know what? Just for fun, and just because you guys have your guitars already strapped on, and you got the Kramer, you got the Gibson. How about a little bit of Schools Out for me? Just play it and let's see what happens. All right, you guys want to hear it out there?
Well, we got no choice. All the girls and boys making all that noise, 'cause they found their toys. Well, we can't salute you. You find the flag, but that don't suit you. That's a drag. Schools out for summer. Schools out forever.
Damn, I want to hear it.
Schools been low to places.
There you go. Perfect. Everyone, very well done.
Some balloons over here.
I loved it anyway. And that's just a small taste of CJ and Brother Max and all the amazing things that they're doing with the new school. Thank you guys for coming on the show, man.
Thank you so much.
We'd like to thank you individually for providing a great example, and all rock stars should act like you, for interacting with your fans and stuff, like your rock and roll parking lot. I mean, you've been so influential with us, and we just want to thank you for being such a class act.
Oh, dude, thank you very much. Well, you know what? This is passing the torch of rock and roll on to the next generation. That, my friend, CJ and Brother Max, you're going to hear a lot of things coming out from them, this year, next year, and the year after that. Like I said, pretty soon I'm going to be open up for you guys, man. And I hope I can get a good tour bus. Here's the deal. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now, because as always, we're running, we're running late, because I like just to talk.
Tommy.
I like the show, and we had Tommy come in, and I really want to play this video before we bring on our next guest, because I wanted to sort of, again, pass the torch of rock and roll onto the next generation. And I want you guys to know that when I was your age, I myself had a little band together as well called Fair Warning. It didn't have as cool name as CJ Brother Max, but I had a band called Fair Warning. So you can guess what band that I was influenced by and the rest of my bandmates. But I found this little footage this morning on the internet. I combed it out, and I don't think a lot of you guys have seen this, but this is a little vintage Ryan Roxie, who had the same exact aspirations and dreams at your age, way back then, and as I still do today. So I'll leave you guys with a little bit of this, and then we'll bring on Billy Miles Brooke. But enjoy this, and thanks again, CJ and Brother Max, for coming on. And
thank you, guys.
Everybody watching, go check out the website, support what they're doing, supporting the veterans with dogs, service dogs, and help them achieve their goal. How many service dogs have you donated so far?
Well, this is going to be our fourth one this year. We donated 2, and then we're doing 2 this year, so 4.
They cost $4,500.
Awesome.
Well, let's help them with that, and we'll see you next time. And I'll see you sometime on the road with Alice Cooper somewhere when we hit North Carolina again. And thanks again for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it. Here's a little bit of vintage Ryan Roxie passing the torch of rock and roll on to you. This is Big Rock Talk. Enjoy it.
And save 50% on Samsonite luggage now.
Back here on the dance party. As promised, we've got the Fair Warning band for you. They're from Foothill High School.
Wait, hold it 1 second. I think all these people down here came to rock and roll, am I right? Well, that's exactly what we came to do, my friends. So this is it, Fair Warning. So right now, everyone out there in TV land is watching us right now. And right now, I just want to stop. Okay. Now, Foothill High School is going to make some noise right now, right? Some noise. Okay, now, on the count of 4, I want you guys to scream as loud as you can. When I count 4, I want you guys just to yell as loud as you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Louder, louder. Okay, we're going to take it home this time. But this time, every one of you is going to use your vocal cords. Even if you're out there in TV land, you're going to stop taking care of the kids doing your homework. You are going to come and scream. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me sure I don't know what I'm doing. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. KFRC. All right.
Fair warning. Woo! You guys are loud and good. For just 3 band members, you guys do really great. You're gonna have to come to me and introduce yourselves, okay? Who's on lead guitar?
Oh, my name's Ryan Roxie.
Okay, great. And who's the drummer?
I'm John Lee.
Okay, and who's on bass?
Steve Canto.
Okay, fair warning. You guys now qualify to win some recording studio time in San Francisco at a major studio. Compliments of KFRC and TV20. Now back to dancing and lies from the Thompson Twins.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to say it live, the Thompson Twins. I had to wait for the Thompson Twins to come on. So yes, that wasn't my first TV appearance, by the way. I was on a kids cartoon show like when I was like 5 or 6. But
we want to see that video.
I don't even think they have video. Very big shout out to Foothill High School for that. So welcome back to Big Rock Talk. That was a little bit of fair warning. But before that, I think very inspiring moment with the new schoolers and CJ and brother Max. Really cool guys, right?
Yeah, it was really nice to talk to them.
Refreshing to talk to them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Out with the new school, in with the old school. Or old school is always the new in school, I'd say. I say it's time we bring in Billy Miles Brooke. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Now, we've talked about saying sleeping with the alien. I can't get that out of my head now. No, Loving the Alien is his new musical that he's put on and he's put together. But before that, he was a staple in the Hollywood scene. He's he played lead guitar in a band called Tragic Romance. And, well, I mean, I want to hear all about his Hollywood days and what's been going on. He actually had and I'll give you a little insight first. He had a solo album out, and one of the songs on it was Moonlight Boogie. I want to play this before we bring him on, just so you guys get an idea of what his vibe is about. It's all from the same school. I think we come from rock and roll, glam, sleaze style. Yeah. And, well, Billy Miles Brooke, if you're ready to come on the show, come on in and while this video is playing, and we'll have you on as our next guest of Big Rock Talk. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out right now on a Sunday. It's been fun, and as always, I just ask you to keep promoting and passing the torch and spreading the word about Big Rock Talk and the Rock and Roll Parking Lot that we're doing every day between Alice Cooper tours. So basically, when I go back out and tour with Alice Cooper, I'll do a little pre-show Rock and Roll Parking Lot show on Blab as well. But I enjoy these because it might not appear like it, but these are a little bit more structured. You're only watching this for the first time going, wait, this doesn't look so structured. No, this is way more structured than Rock and Roll Parking Lot. So Billy Miles Brooke, let's play a little bit of Moonlight Boogie for him while he comes on, and Big Rock Talk. Here we go.
Such
searching for a lonely lover there on Saturday night. It ain't strange, makes a girl go voodoo. The moon will stare on her eyes. Shanghai, did you put me out on the floor? Ooh, yeah. Gyrate and help me grow some more. Shake, Joe, shout, dance in the moonlight. Shake, Joe, shout, dance in the moonlight, dance in the moonlight. The sun was blinding me, my eyes finally open. I woke up in the world, yeah. And then the timing was that French Colorado, looking better than gold, yeah. Road hard, road wet, put away store. Showing up, she grandma asked me more. Shake, Joe, shout, dance in the moonlight. Shake, Joe, shout, dance in the moonlight, dance in the moonlight. Shanghai, just put me out on the floor. Gyrating more, fading more. Shake, Joe, shout, dance in the moonlight. 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 Shake,
Yeah. What's happening, Billy Miles Brooke? What's going on?
Hey.
Welcome to Big Rock Talk. Whoops. Almost gave you an encore performance there.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's great to be here today.
Hey, so where are you calling in from, and where are you residing in the world right now? Because last time we met, it was of all places, Berlin, Germany, and then you said you were in somewhere in New Mexico. So you've got to be somewhere in between there. And then we talked about Hollywood. So somewhere between Hollywood and Berlin. Where are you at?
Exactly. I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico, in the Wild West out here. The internet's a little bit dodgy, so hopefully you can hear me and see me okay.
Yeah, well, Santa Fe, it's all done by the sun, right? Everything's powered by the sun out there.
We're hoping to someday. It's still a little bit backwards, but we're trying to move it in that direction.
Well, the sun and marijuana. But but at the same time, haven't you guys been experiencing like extreme heat the last couple of days? It's been like super warm, hasn't it?
Not us too much because we're like more than a mile high, but other cities around us definitely have. And others like Texas next door is getting flooded out their ass. And it's just crazy. So it's a strange weather year, that's for sure.
But for those of people that don't know, Santa Fe is a pretty artistic type of town, right?
Exactly.
It's a good place for you to be.
Yeah, loads of artists. The music scene is still pretty small, but there's just some amazing players out here.
Nice
and some young ones. speaking of the young ones, those guys were unbelievable. CJ and Brother Max. I watched some of their other videos the past couple of days when they were 12 and 13.
Yeah, back in the early days.
When I was 12 and 13, I had learned Smoke on the Water, and then I got really excited when I learned all 8 notes of Space Truckin'. Woo! And then Day Tripper, man. Day Tripper took me to a whole nother level. So.
You know, I always say you just have to learn how to write one really great guitar riff, and then you can buy any guitar that you want in the whole world, because that one song, Smoke on the Water, I know Anna plays guitar as well. That might have been one of the first songs that you learned, right? Yeah. It was the first song I learned. It was the first song you learned. And my kids, you know, even though my son doesn't play guitar, my daughter does, Natasha Grace, but Lennon plays piano. But the first song he learned on piano, Smoke on the Water.
On piano,
so
that's
awesome. The song all music store owners hate the most.
You're right, there's signs, no smoke on the water allowed. Yeah.
Well, at least Smoke on the Water, they don't mess up so bad as Stairway to Heaven, yes. or the riff of Sweet Child of Mine, which I'm sure is one of those that like I think is played wrong 99 times out of 100. That's including the slash.
That's awesome.
So cool. Great to have you on the air, Billy Miles Brooke. We're not going to take any other callers right now because we got Billy on, and it's all about Billy right now. I made the cardinal sin because I just know you as always having a guitar in your hands. So I called you lead guitarist of Tragic Romance, and I was scolded. I was corrected. I am wrong. I apologize. Lead vocalist as well of Tragic Romance.
Right. The lineup of Tragic Romance was me on lead vocals, Britt Wilson, who's also endorsed by Gibson.
Okay.
Originally on bass, Phil Gibson, and then Steve Maroney. And then on drums, originally Steph Tacos, and later Mark Vernon. So we had a slight line change during the early years because we started out real big hair and sleazy and happy. Like it was the golden age of the Sunset Strip. I moved there. I was so lucky. I got there in May of '85. So the only bands that were signed back then were Quiet Riot, Motley Crue, Rat, Doc, and that first generation. So I got there, and going to the clubs, you would see Poison and Ruby Slippers and Faster Pussycats and Guns N' Roses and LA Guns. So that was your night out on the town. And sometimes they all played together. So it was just really...
You were probably there for like some of the early days of Cat House, of Ricky Rackman's Cat. Yeah.
Those were
I just
awesome
spoke
days.
to Ricky. I asked Ricky about coming on the show. He said, cool. We talked about Ricky and Tammy, Ricky Rackman. For those of you that don't know, Ricky Rackman, a Headbangers Ball, MTV.
Oh, yeah.
He had a club called Cat House, which I think was pretty much the nesting ground, the sort of ground zero for what the LA hair metal scene became. I still remember going to that infamous, I was there opening night, but then I went to this show maybe 6 months later. It was a Christmas show, I think, that Guns N' Roses did it acoustically. I don't know if you were there as well. And that was really when Guns N' Roses kind of went to the next level, and then never looked back after that.
Exactly. I remember Axl sitting on a fur rug on the ground in front of that big pillar where the stage was, and they sang Patience and I Used to Love Her, But Now I Have to Kill Her, or whatever that song is, all those acoustic songs. But that was the craziest place. It was, if you were looking to get lucky and you were in any band that was halfway known, that was the place where you'd probably meet the girl of your dreams, at least for that evening.
Yeah. Looking to get lucky or very unlucky.
Yes. Oh my God. Let's not go there yet.
So very cool, man. And as your musical journey goes from the Hollywood scene, and then you find yourself moving a little bit more east, and I'm assuming that New Mexico, and that's sort of your original spawning ground. Right.
I grew up in Albuquerque, and then I moved out to Los Angeles when I was 20. I think it was right after I saw Purple Rain, and something clicked, and I just said, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do." And if he can do it in Minneapolis, I know I can do it from Albuquerque. So that I'm a huge Prince fan, and so this last couple of weeks was pretty tough. But that leads me to something that I wanted to pass the torch on. This is some advice from us old guys to the CJ.
Yeah, the old schoolers to the new schoolers. Yeah. What is that?
And that is, I still get together with Tragic Romance every couple of years. We do a reunion show, and even the tour in Finland a couple of years ago, and things like that. And I have my new musical, and I still feel really young and great, and can really keep doing it because I never got into the drugs. So that really is a thing. I mean, if you can stay away from that stuff, you can last a long time.
Do what you love what you do. I think having a job that you really look forward to doing and getting up on stage. I was just telling my kids this morning, I said, because they were asking me, how much do you make a month? It's like, wait a second, are you Swedish tax authorities or what's going on? And then when I said, I go, there's a lot of guys that I know that I out on the road that might actually pay to be able to play with Alice Cooper. They would go, don't tell Alice this. So I don't know why I'm saying this. Don't even give Alice that idea. But, there's a lot of guys out there that just to go out on the big rock show would gladly do it. And I get to do this, and get a paycheck for it too. Every day I pinch myself. I wake up, I say it's a celebration. So yeah, we're very lucky to do what we do.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a huge Alice fan, have been my whole life. So getting to be on the show here with you and Tommy, this is as a fan, it's a super treat. So thanks.
Thank you, man. Very good. It was cool that Tommy dropped by and said hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
I want to talk a little bit about the new musical that you put together, Loving the Alien. And, you can say it's a new musical, but doesn't it come from a classic old rock and roll setting? And doesn't come from that old school rock and roll story? Correct.
It started out, I was going to write a Broadway musical version of Ziggy, Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Awesome. And because I love the album. I mean, it's such a fantastic album, but it doesn't really make sense. The only themes that you can really latch on to is that something bad is going to happen in 5 years. There's an alien that comes to Earth and becomes a rock star. In one song, it says his fans killed him. In another song, he says he killed himself. So it was all there, but it just didn't have a real storyline. So I spent years writing the story that would go with those songs. But of course, no good deed goes unpunished. I finally got it to the point where I felt confident to send it to Bowie's people. And I got finally through, because he had this amazing art, costume exhibit his whole life that started in London and went to Berlin. It was so amazing. I had to actually go through those museums and the curators to get the address of his manager to send this to. And it took forever. We almost gave up a couple times. Finally got through to him, a guy in New York City, sent him everything. And it took a while. He took like 6 months. He finally got back to me. And of course he said, no, you can't use any of Bowie's music. If Bowie wants to do a musical, he'll do it himself and we'll hire the best Broadway people. He said it in a much nicer tone than I'm doing it here. But and we ended up having a mutual friend. And so we exchanged emails a couple times. And I gave up for a couple weeks, I must say. But eventually I realized, oh my God, I've been writing this kind of music since I was 15 years old. Yeah. And if anybody can do it, I know I can do some of it. And then I have my colleagues in Berlin. That's why I go back there every year, because I have the most amazing friends. They're so talented, and they have the best band in Berlin called Pleasure Dome. So look them up. They do all the covers of the 70s glam scene, and then some newer songs that are kind of glam related, and they put on the best show. So between the three of us, there's Mark and Lena, and then Jesse, who's in a band called Sister Butterfly over there. We wrote 19 new songs, and they came out better than we ever imagined. And now we've carried on with it because we changed the storyline to be not Ziggy Stardust, but what would happen if his younger brother, Iggy Stardust, came to
Iggy Stardust. I like that.
6 years later. Yeah, so it's even got the Iggy, connection.
Yeah.
And it's totally original. It's totally registered and written as an original piece, and everybody seems happy with it. We haven't heard anything from Bowie's people. We don't mention Ziggy Stardust or Ziggy anywhere in it, and so I think we're on the right track.
It's like Coming to America. It's not McDonald's, it's McDowell's. It's not it's not Ziggy Stardust, it's Iggy.
Yes,
Iggy.
there's, you know.
What's his last name? Is it Iggy
Stardust?
Iggy, oh, it is Iggy Stardust. I thought it would be Iggy Zombie Dust, which is my new favorite IPA.
I went through all the names. Yeah, that was a good one. But we realized that if it was his younger brother, that was safe. Because there's been other films in the past, like Sherlock Holmes's younger brother, that was a spoof. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can do it if it's a parody. It's totally legal.
So the younger brother angle is working for you. I want to show a clip of the musical, and I know that you guys had your debut already, but what is in the future and what is the next performance that our public can see? Loving the Alien.
Well, good question. The first one went fantastic, sold out here in Santa Fe and Albuquerque for 5 shows. And now we're going to do it in Berlin. We're working on the Berlin production over there. And also at the same time, I met this new, fantastic, intelligent, energetic lady named Donna Love, who has a radio show. And I believe she's a big fan of yours as well. We even met through your show, I think.
Oh, very cool. She's been very supportive.
And so she's going to do it in Northern California, starting in Chico, which is a big arts town, and then in San Francisco, if it all goes well, and then hopefully Las Vegas.
Cool. Oh, awesome. Well, let's play a little clip of it, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more, and then we got to wrap up Big Rock Talk. But this has been a great one. This is a clip of, I think it's a little mashup of all the songs from Loving the Alien. This comes from the cerebral area of Billy Miles Brooke. So if you want to get inside his head, watch this video. Okay, enjoy it. You're on Big Rock Talk. Here we go.
Some black hole, I'm so lonely in outer space, and my child will die, but now his father's face, and I'm going crazy. Yes, it's true.
Say
if you're a fan of the Marquis de Sade. She floats around so elevated.
How fun it'd be to see her fall unharmed. She's Anastasia. Bow down before her.
There it is, Loving the Alien.
That's cool.
Very cool trailer, man. How did you? Is that a compilation of all of a bunch of different productions that you've done, or how did you put that together?
That was a promo reel that was put together by Mark, my co-writer in Berlin. He does film work for a living. He's really good at the special effects and all that stuff. So we actually staged those and used green screen to get the word out when we were shopping it for the first time. But I still love watching that stuff. But the real show with the real actors turned out to be fantastic as well.
Very nice. And so hopefully sometime in 2016 we'll get to see the production somewhere posted, and then when it does post up, all of us from Big Rock Talk land, we'll fly there and support it. I'm hoping. Yes.
Maybe
yes,
the Broadway opening, the London opening, wherever's closest for you guys.
It was cool in Berlin to just meet up with you randomly. We met up in Berlin, and what was the name of that restaurant that we went?
That was White Trash Fast Food.
Oh, I've been there too.
You have?
It's the coolest place in Berlin. Owned by a wonderful
it.
couple, some folks from Los Angeles, and they always have great food and drink and music and crazy shenanigans happening. And what I wanted to mention, though, is one thing we talked about that day at that table was all our favorite bands from back in the day. And a lot of them weren't even signed, but they were just so awesome that we remembered them, and we were going back and forth. And I wanted to shout out a couple of those. My favorites were Shame and the Broken Homes. They actually had a couple records on MCA, but nobody ever heard of them.
Yeah,
Lions and Ghosts.
If I'm not mistaken, Broken Homes, the guitar from the Broken Homes went on to play guitar for Lenny Kravitz. Am I correct?
He's still in the band. He's the guy that's a big white Jew. Yeah, Greg Ross. He's awesome.
And Lions and Ghosts, Rick Parker, he's gone on to produce some amazing records and had a lot of success with production, right?
Right, and Michael Lockwood, the lead guitar player, ended up marrying Lisa Marie Presley. So he's now Elvis Presley's son-in-law. I mean, it's crazy. We used to joke about stuff like that when we worked at the record store together at Licorice Pizza Records. About, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to be at Madison Square Garden. I'm going to marry, Elvis's daughter. And he did.
Hey, man, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Well, don't even be careful. Don't be reckless with what you wish for. Because I believe everything you place an order for, you will eventually get. And that night at White Trash Food, we placed a lot of cool orders. My thanks to Jens Loomer, who's actually watching from Berlin tonight. He was the one that brought us there on that trip and brought me and B there. And we met you, and it was a really cool time.
Yes, so that was fantastic. And so I know we don't have much time, but who are some of your favorite bands back then?
Back then?
Let me mention this band. Sorry, folks. Electric Angels was one of my favorite bands, and that was Ryan's band. Of course. They were so awesome. We played together a couple times with Electric Angels and my band Tragic Romance, and my favorite one was at a place called White Trash A Go-Go. And that was Electric Angels and Kills for Thrills, which was Gilby Clarke's band, and then us. And the theme of the special thing that White Trash had was 25-cent beer. You can't beat that combination.
Well, that was another very, very old school, true bred and born rocker, Janice, who ran that club. Janice was amazing. And you know what? Here's the thing. We screw all the whole talk about groupies and this and that. All these girls that really helped out back in those days were legitimate band aids. They actually promoted the band. Like we wouldn't have been half the band we were unless they would have helped us out and promoted and sort of let us sleep on their couches as well. I mean, I can remember Janice being such a strong supporter of rock and roll. Also Dale Gloria from the Scream days as well. And Vicky Hamilton.
Yes.
Because Vicky Hamilton was the original Guns N' Roses manager, and I know that she's actually helped you with Loving the Alien, and you guys have kept in contact all these years as well, right?
Yeah, we're hoping that when we finally get to Los Angeles for a production that she'll be part of that. And she's been super positive and helpful. And so is Dale Gloria. And gosh, the list goes on of these wonderful old school people. And so nice.
Yeah, you were talking about bands that I dug on, and like you said, you kept it with the ones that may or may not have gotten signed to. You might not have heard about them in that same scene, because Electric Angels was definitely one of those bands. I'm telling you, we opened up for every great band that came in, every great English band that came out. I remember playing John Anson Ford Theater, opening up for Zodiac Mind Warp. I remember playing for Balaam and the Angel. I remember playing for like a bunch of bands at Scream as well. But the bands that I can recall were the Zeros. I thought Sammy Serious and the Zeros had a very cool vibe. The guitar player in the Zeros, he was so good. And they would do a cover of The Sweet. I think it was AC/DC, or was it what other song was it? They did such an amazing amazing cover of that Sweet song, and I know it was something Reaction. Don't worry, we'll edit all this out, and it'll sound like we knew what we were talking about.
And then I saw them we played with them at Madame Wong's, and the first time I saw them, they just got here from the East Coast, and that's back when they used to build a giant wall out of styrofoam bricks. And so we'd finished, we were backstage, and all of a sudden we see these people carrying out all these styrofoam bricks, and they built it like 10 feet tall by 20 feet wide. I'm like, wow, this band's going to be awesome. And sure enough, the first song starts, and they come and just break through the wall, and Sammy Serious is there, and Joe Hutchison, and it was just insane.
Joe Hutchison, that was the name of the guitar player. That's right. That's right. Well, cool, man. You know what? This sounds like a conversation that will be continued on another episode at one point. And perhaps, you're always welcome to drop by any of the rock and roll parking lots that we do online. This whole tour in 2016, I'm doing a little pre-show rock and roll parking lot on Blab before the show. So anyone that wants to drop by can. And you're always welcome, Billy. And you're part of the Big Rock Talk family now.
Thanks so much. This was such a blast. I really enjoyed it.
We've had a great show. I'm glad that we were able to take some of the new school with CJ and Brother Max, and then hang out with some of the old school like myself and Billy. And then we have new school Anna over here who does carry the torch. She is the new era of Vicky Hamilton's and Janice's and so she really does support rock for what it is. It's a spirit and it's an energy. And best of luck with Loving the Alien. And let us keep us up to date in everything that happens. And you know what? I guess it's time for us to say goodbye and come back next time with our big episode 7. But for right now, if you need to catch up on the old episodes of Big Rock Talk, just go to our official YouTube channel, which I'll put the link up in the chat right now. And you said you were an Alice Cooper fan as well, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I've sung a song in my past of Alice Cooper's.
Well, we will go out with it with one of the tracks that we are playing this next tour, hopefully the entire tour, but definitely starting next week when we start our European run, we'll be playing this song in the set. It's a newer one off of the Dirty Diamonds album, which I was able to write with Alice on. So that's kind of a cool feeling. And this song, well, we'll dedicate it to everyone that's out there in Europe that's going to come and watch a show that's been supporting the Hollywood Vampires, but hopefully having your heart and saving your heart for the actual Alice Cooper band. Anna, any parting words before we take off on Big Rock Talk?
It's been great having these episodes. I loved it.
And
wait for the next one.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you,
Hey, Billy, I'm going to knock you off right now. Okay. But best of luck, and we'll see you on the next time, Billy. See ya.
Cheers.
So ends another episode of Big Rock Talk. Thank you, everybody out there that have been watching. Hopefully, we were able to carry the torch of rock and roll on to you. And let's end with a little Women of Mass Distraction, because I don't think you have seen this, Anna, yet.
No, I don't think I've seen that one live.
Not
At least
live.
not with you. I don't remember if I've seen it
Okay.
before
All right.
you came back into the band, but I haven't seen it with you.
I don't know if they've played it during those years that I wasn't, but
No,
we're
I don't think so.
Yeah, we just added it recently in the set. And like I said, if you're coming out to any of the European shows, make sure you catch us on the Rock and Roll Parking Lot. Just so you know, Anna, you're always welcome to come on Rock and Roll Parking Lot just to hang
it
out.
will be easier now that you're in Europe, so it's not in the middle of the night.
It was in the middle of the night when we did most of those, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be
Or like
it'll
really
be
early in the morning, so you wake up and it's like 7 a.m. and like, broadcast on Blab.
Well, thank you all for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Big Rock Talk. Again, go out and support CJ and Brother Max, as well as Billy Miles Brooke. And I love saying his name. It's like one of those 3-word names. It's very cool to say. Billy Miles Brooke, lead singer of Tragic Romance and creator of Loving the Alien. Anna Mattsson, great to talk to you as well.
Yeah, great to talk to you.
And we will see you guys on the next episode of Big Rock Talk. Until then, spread the word and watch out for women of mass distraction. Ryan Roxie, taking off.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Anna. Cool.